Hi all, it's Hope. Welcome to Hopefully Here. I am so stoked to have you. We are moving on to the next book in my Read a Book for Every Booktuber I Follow challenge. I think I've gotten through 5 now, pretty sure, so I believe this is 6. And next up, we are doing, what does that say? Confessions, recommended by Lily Reed. This is a tiny little book. Let me go grab it. One thing I've noticed about this challenge is there are quite a few small books on this list, which I appreciate because there are 1 or 2 pretty hefty ones. And while I am looking forward to reading them, I'm also glad they haven't been the first few that I've had to pick up for this. So Confessions by Kanye Minato. And I don't really know what this is about, but I feel like I've heard several people talk about this book, and there seems to be one particular instance that really kind of takes people aback. I have no idea what the genre of this is, and I am just hoping that it's a book that I will like, because there are certain types of, like, if things get too graphic and that sort of thing, I really don't like, and I have some concerns about this, but hopefully that's just my misconception, and this book is great because, like I said, Lily is not the first person. Actually, I don't know that her name is Lily, but whoever runs Lily Reads, I'll have to look that up. She's not the first person I've heard talk about this, so I am going to be picking this one up. Next, wish me luck. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading, and I will get back to you when I have more to say. Christmas tree is out. There's no lights on it yet. We went to go do the Christmas tree on Thanksgiving Day, tested the lights, they worked, put the lights on the tree, they had stopped working. So we had to wait for new lights to come in, and then we have some new living room furniture coming, and so we just haven't been able to make this guy all sparkly, which I'm so looking forward to. I love lights on a Christmas tree. Anyways, let's get going. Update number 1. I've gotten through chapter 1, which is the first 53 pages or so. And in this chapter, we followed Yuko, who is a teacher, and her daughter has died. She believes somebody in her classroom, the classroom is like 13-year-olds, killed her. And it's kind of this inner stream of consciousness sort of type of way of telling the story. And she's letting the class know what happened and which of their classmates are the ones who killed her daughter. I think it's going to get pretty twisted, is what I think is going to happen, particularly with the last couple paragraphs of her first chapter. And I'm not sure who else you follow. It says narrated in alternating voices. So next chapter, I believe, is going to be a different point of view. And I really don't know where it's going to go, because what I thought was the book has been summed up in this first chapter. So I don't know what else is going to be told to me in the rest of it. It's kind of a slow read. It's not my favorite type of writing. I'm not a big fan of stream of consciousness, although as I skip forward, I think more dialogue is put into this book. So just the style of writing is not my favorite, but the story is kind of interesting. And we'll see how it goes. It is taking me a little longer to read than normal, I think, simply because it's not in my favorite type of writing style, but that is totally a me problem, and I am going to continue to work through it. I'm I'm gonna read for a little bit longer. I'm going to work out in about 15 minutes or so, and I will again talk to you when I have more to update.
Yes, I'll come back to you. Then I'll ask, what have we done under the sun?
And we are done. Confessions. This is quite a twisty little book, just in the way it moves from character to character, and you're trying to kind of figure out exactly what the string is that's going to hold it all together. There's obviously the overarching theme, but like some sort of cliffhanger will be left at one person's perspective, and then as you go into the next person's perspective, trying to figure out where that cliffhanger works its way into the story was really interesting. I found it slow to get started on, but once I got into it, it was a very quick read. It's a little more, I don't know if gritty is the right word, but it is a little bit darker than I had anticipated, but there's like no gore or graphic nature or anything, which is what I was worried about. It's really pretty psychological, and the motivations behind every character in this book is fascinating. Just how they see the world and how they see the problem and themselves was really compelling to read, particularly because two of the characters in here are boys who are probably about 13 years old, and normally that point of view I don't find to be very intriguing, but the way Minato wrote those characters was really interesting, and then how the whole story wrapped up wasn't at all what I was expecting, and I really, really liked it. So this was definitely a fun read, and like I said, it took a little bit for me to get into, but then once it started to build, like the momentum just kept on going and going, and you felt so compelled to just keep reading, and so that was lovely. I'm very glad to have read that one. It's one that, as I said previously, I've definitely heard people talking about, but I wasn't sure I would ever pick it up, and there we go. I picked it up, and I had a great time with it, so thank you to Lily Reads for that recommendation. And with that, we move on to the next one. We are doing... Oh no! Oh no! You know how I said I have a couple pretty big books? The Handmaid's Tale, recommended by Jack Edwards. Oh boy. Okay, I actually do really want to read this book, but it is not going to be as quick and easy as all of the other ones have been so far. I will see you in the next video. We have a lot to look forward to. Bye.